Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This video is dedicated for fulfilling my English class with Mr. Thaufan. And today I will talk about two topics, which is introducing yourself and also basic English skills. First of all, introducing yourself in a professional way, which is when you are in interview. There's a tips for you to do that, and I will talk about it in this video. Introducing yourself professionally means that there is a formality in there, so you need to really take care of what you will say to the interviewer. First, you could do a small talk before you're doing interview, like how was your day? Is everything good? Or for example, you could ask them like, how's the company? I think you're doing a new project. Is everything good with the project? That kind of small talk really changes the atmosphere in the room. And next, when the interviewer asks about your background, or when the interviewer said, tell me a little thing about you, you could introduce your background in there, such as education or work experience or any achievement that you've ever had. You could pull that in your introduction. For example, I graduated at Andalas University majoring in communication science, and for my experience, I had been a social media specialist in Lulu company for 3 years, and I also won a competition in content writing. My tips are make it simple but also effective, because you really need to show your potential for them to believe in you. Next, the interviewer will ask you about your strengths and weaknesses. You could obviously show off your strength in that. For example, like I am very good at managing social media. I made a lot of viral content, and you could tell about your weaknesses, but don't make it negatively. Say something about your weakness and say that, oh, I will improve it. I will improve my weaknesses. Like, I am not very good at public speaking, but I will improve how I will talk in public and learn by others. That is my tips and explanation for introducing yourself professionally. And as for myself, I would like to introduce myself because I don't think I've introduced myself yet. Hello everyone, my name is Rindu Mulya. Everyone calls me Rindu. I graduated in Angke High School in Agam Regency. Shout out to Agam people. My organization experience, I have been a member in organization called OSIS when I was in high school day. I also joined English club and painting club in my high school day. I enjoy creative things. I love painting, I love watching movies, I love watching shows, making films. My strength and weaknesses. My strength is I could draw, I could do some little design, I could do some video editing, and I think I'm pretty good at English, but I don't know. I'm not sure. And also I am a perfectionist person, so everything needs to be perfect. And as for my weaknesses, I don't think I'm very good at public speaking. In terms of speaking in front of a lot of people really scare me out. So I really want to improve how I will talk in public, and I'm very bad at social interaction. I am an introvert myself, and it's really hard for me to meet up with new people. I really want to improve my social life. That is all for my introduction. Next, we're gonna move to the second topic, which is English basic skill or English important skill that you really need to master. So that's it. Important English skills that you really need to master is, first of all, speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And we're going to talk about those four. Why we need to master those skills? Because it is an important and interrelated role forming the foundation of successful communication. First, we're going to talk about reading. Reading is a very important thing when you're doing and learning English. When you read English, you can definitely improve any other skills like writing, listening, and speaking. Some tips for reading is, obviously you need to understand vocabulary, but I wouldn't recommend just remember all the vocabulary in the dictionary, because it wouldn't help, because it looks like a a lecture and you see something as a lecture, you don't really learn it. So my tips are, you could read things that you enjoy. Like when you enjoy something romantic, you can learn English in romantic novels. So read something that interests you. You are interested in the topic and also learning English at the same time. That's a good one. And when you read something that you enjoy, you definitely see a lot of new vocabulary and you're just gonna remember it inside in your head. And when you read, you could read it aloud and it also improve your speaking skills. Secondly, we're going to talk about writing. Writing is the hardest skills to ever achieved for me personally, and I think it's really hard for a lot of people. Not because you can't write, it's just how to write formally or how to write grammarly correct is really hard, at least for people who don't speak English as their first language. My tips for writing is increases your vocabulary, because when you know a lot of vocabulary, there's something in your mind and you could put that in your writing. And also learn grammar, because when you write, your grammar have to be correct or otherwise people wouldn't understand. And back to the first topic, which is reading. When you read a lot of things, you could write a lot of things. You read, you know information, you could put that in your writing. So all the skills really help each other out. Next, for the third one, we're gonna move to listening. You could practice a lot in listening. Just by listening some English song, you could listen to any genre that you like. You could practice your listening skills in there. Or you could watch English movies or English series. It really helps you out. And my personal tips for listening is you could go to Utami TV and there's gonna be plenty of people. They usually speak English in there. You could listen to them and talk to them. So it really improves your listening and speaking skills in there. And lastly but not least is for speaking. Speaking is really hard for a lot of people because they are insecure about their accent. But the thing is, accent is normal, yo. Because when you speak English in Singapore, it will not be an American accent. They have their own accent there. Or when you go to Australia, they have the different accent. So it's really okay to have your own accent. The important things for speaking is speaking clearly. Means that people understand what you said. And you could improve that by singing in English songs. Because when you sing a song, you obviously kind of speaking it and really improve your accent or how you say it in your tongue. And secondly, when you read something, read anything, articles or any gossip that you've ever found, or books or a novel that you like, you could read it aloud. When you read it aloud, it will improve your speaking skills. And as for my individual skills in English, I would say that I'm very good at listening, reading, speaking, and lastly writing. Writing is really hard for me. And as for speaking, I always speak English every day. I talk to myself in English. That is all that I have to say for this assignment. Thank you for everyone that are listening to this and watching this. Thank you to Mr. Thaufan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.